right, welcome back. First day. Um, so this is sixth period AP Calculus AB. This year I'm teaching, I'm Mr. Yang. This year I'm teaching 3 AP Calculus AB classes. I have 2 honors pre-calc, so I get the same classes that I have from last year. So I'm excited to still be able to teach many of you guys I had, or some of you guys I had from last year. So good to see familiar faces. Okay, so first thing I want you guys to do is have your phone out, and I want you guys to sign up for a text reminder. Okay. This is something that I like to. I think this is a great tool for me to give semi-regular reminders for you, especially with there's quizzes or tests coming up, or there's anything in class that I forgot to mention that I want to emphasize or re-emphasize. It's good to send out these reminders. That way, you're never caught off guard in terms of you forget something. Like if there's day of a test, I'm going to remind you about, oh, there's test the next day. There's a review session. Test topics. So I'm trying to give as much heads up as possible leading up to something big, whether it's a test or quiz or a particular assignment. Also, this is a quick way for me to contact you individually if I have any questions. I know some students may prefer email, which is fine, but I think a lot of other students are good with text reminder, communicate through text reminder. So I'm either way it's fine, but at least this is a quick way for me to communicate with you all regarding anything I want to remind you about. Okay. All right. I just want to kind of go through some. I want to highlight a couple of things. The first thing I want to highlight is my website. I put most everything on the website in terms of everything that I do in class. I want to make sure that you guys are able to access everything that we do in class, whether it's notes or calendar or keys or extra worksheets or videos. So if you happen to miss a day of class for some reason, everything on the website will be up to date, so you can keep up with everything in class. So you can still, the hope is that if you miss a day of class, you can still keep up and not lose a day of instruction simply because you weren't in class. But I want to make sure that every one of you know where to go to access all these resources that I have for this class. So if you guys can go to my website, mryangteacher.weebly.com. It's also top left-hand corner of your syllabus. Okay, so go ahead and access that on your phone. And I want to highlight a few things on this website. I teach 2 classes, calculus and pre-calc. But when you go to my website, it's going to take you directly to the homepage for AP Calculus. Okay. Now, when you're at the homepage for AP Calculus, you're going to see class notes and videos. This is going to be where you're going to find most everything for our class. Okay, under class notes and videos. We'll talk about that in a second. You're also going to see a class calendar for the particular month that we're in. So right now we're in August. Well, this should be updated August 2022. I'll give you a physical copy of the calendar tomorrow, but if you happen to misplace your class calendar, you'll want to make sure you guys know where to go, so you're not, basically anything that you need is, I want to make sure that you guys know it's on the website. Okay, so this will be updated every month. Next, there is a calculus online textbook. Now, this textbook is not the official textbook. Technically, they're not. There's no official textbook online. So I just found a website that somehow housed this link. So I want to make sure that that you guys can do this. Where when you go home, I'm going to send out a reminder this afternoon. When you guys go home, go ahead and just download this onto your device so that you have a soft copy of the textbook in case you need it. But I want to kind of show you real quick what that looks like. So I'm gonna go to my website here. Okay, so when you're at the home page, you will click on that online textbook. Right now, you don't have to do it right now, but just want to show you. Now, when you click on that online textbook, there's this ... icon that you can hit, and then you're going to see download files, and it says get PDF. And then when you get PDF, it'll just download this textbook onto your laptop or onto your device. So if you guys can do that this afternoon, that'll be great. I will send out a reminder text to make sure that you first are getting the text, and second, if you want to kind of an online textbook, you can just access it. And it's good to just go ahead and do that because, you know, this is not an official link, and so it could be removed at any moment. And you know, I don't want to be the one to be having that link on the web. So yeah, basically it's not an official link. So if you can download it today, you don't have to worry about it, you know, all of a sudden, you know, losing that link. Second thing, next thing I want to point out is that we're going to be pulling a lot of homework problems from the textbook. But there's a lot of good resources here. CalChat has odd numbered solutions for the entire textbook. Not only answers, but full workout solutions. And then Slater has even and odd answers as well. Now, most of the problems I assign will be odd number problems, but there will be some even number problems. I typically try to work out all the problems on my website, but you know, you can see the textbook's version of those solutions. So those are good resources. Syllabus, I'll have that. You have a physical copy, but I'll upload that on my website. And then text reminders, students to file list, and this I'm going over the PowerPoint slide right now. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you guys know about the online textbook. Just to show you, this is the textbook that we're using. Okay. I don't really feel like you need a physical copy of the textbook, but if you want, you can definitely go down to the media center, check one out, and just leave it at home. Okay, there's no need to be carrying this book at school. I'm going to have all the notes printed for you. Everything you need, I'll have for you, so you don't necessarily need this. But if you want to just have a physical copy at home, that's fine. You can always flip through it to see how they explain certain concepts, pick out additional problems, and look at their examples. You can change your mind if you like. I don't think we're going to go in down as a class to media center to pick it up, but I just want to let them know ahead of time so they kind of have an idea how many students may want to pick up a copy. So I think for my first period, maybe like only 3 to 5 students want a copy. But again, you can change your mind, but I just want to kind of have an idea to let media center know. So if you want to have, if you think you're going to go down and pick up a copy of the physical textbook to leave at home, can you raise your hand so I can just have an idea? Okay. So about the same, about 3 to 5 students. So I'll probably set aside like 15 to 20 textbooks, and Mr. Jones will do that as well. So so that over the I'll let you know when they're ready for us, and then you can just go down to media center maybe during your lunch, before school, after school, and just check out the textbook. But again, leave it at home. There's no need to have this at school. Okay. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is I want you to click on class notes and videos. Go ahead and do that on your phone. And you're going to see chapter P. We're going to be starting our first week, just doing pre-calculus practice. Click on chapter P. And that'll take you to the pre-calculus homepage. Now on this page, all the textbook problems are up at the top of the page. Okay. On this page, you're going to see calendar, and then every day I'm going to highlight, or I'm going to have links for your notes, your key, and your video. Okay, so I'm going to try to record every day's video and put it on the website so that, you know, even if you're in class and you want to just see the lesson, if you want to revisit the lesson, you can click on the video and you can watch it. Okay? But I want to make sure that we can get to this page. And if you can do this for me, if you can click on chapter P1, okay, so that's where the textbook problems are going to be, all at the very top of every unit page. I think I'm going to be printing out physical copies for you and attach it to the back of your packet. But just in case you misplace anything, you'll know where to find your textbook problems. So if you guys can click on P1, and that'll take you to the textbook problem page. And I just want to walk around and make sure that you're able to get to that page. Okay. Because I think that's the first thing that students struggle with. They don't know where to find the textbook problems for the homework. So they're going to be at the very top of every unit page. Okay, so if you guys do that right now, I just want to walk around and make sure that you're able to get to that, that P1 page.
Okay, I didn't know it was a link.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why.
Awesome, thanks.
That's where you're going to find all your homework problems at the very top of your unit page. Okay, this afternoon, I will send a link out for this page, and I also want to make sure that you guys are receiving the text that I'm sending out, so that we're connected, and for future text you'll be able to receive them as well. Okay. Any questions? Okay, so I want to highlight a couple of big things from the class syllabus. Okay, grading scale. Grading scale should be consistent all the way across your different classes. Okay, there will be major category, minor category, and practice category. So for us, major will be tests, minor will be quizzes, and practice will be homework. Okay. All tests and quizzes will be closed notes. There's no final exam this fall semester. We're going to be working all the way to the end of the semester, and that kind of gives us the flexibility to kind of spread things out a little bit. And what we want to worry about doing the final exam this semester. Okay. Now, next big topic is homework. So homework is going to be assigned and checked daily. Okay. There will be homework on most days except for the day before and the day of test and quizzes. Usually the days you just want to either if it's the day before the quiz, I just want you to study for the quiz. And if it's the day of the test or quiz, then you get a break before we start the next section. Okay, so this is the daily routine that we're gonna be doing here. I'll be checking for homework completion the day after I assign the homework, okay, so. Now, when you do your homework, we're gonna try to limit the homework to, there'll be, hopefully no more than 5 to 10 problems. But I'm looking for your work, I'm looking for your steps, and I'm looking for you to just show me on paper that you're putting in the effort and time into your homework assignments. So if you're just writing down the problem and the answer, a lot of times that's not quite sufficient. Okay? Now, there are problems where you're really just looking at a graph and you're just pulling information. There's not a whole lot of work to be involved, to be used. But as we get further and further into our unit, showing work is really where what I want us to focus on. So as I go around and I check for homework completion every day, I'm basically just checking for completion. Okay, so if you're just showing your work, I'll give you full credit. Now, every problem that I assign for you, I'm gonna either I worked it out on my website that you can click on, or on the homepage you can see the this Calc chat. So if you go to this Calc chat link, and you just specify which problem you want to that you're dealing with, whether this is chapter 1, section 1.3, number 5, you can click on that and it'll give you the full solution. So, even if you're struggling with a problem, you should be able to at least look at the solution, at least show that you're at least trying to think it through, right? Even if you don't understand everything. Because if you don't understand everything, I'll still spend time going over it the next day. Okay. So for homework, I'm just really checking for that you're show me on paper that you've put in the time and effort into your work. So each homework assignment is going to be worth 4 points. Any late homework shown to me before the next assessment will earn you 3 points. Okay, so even if you're late on all your assignments, as long as you show them all to me before the day before the next test or quiz, you'll still earn 3 out of 4 points. Okay, but ideally, you guys will be able to just do your homework. Typically, I'm really hoping that you don't really need more than 20 minutes per day to do your assignment. Okay, and if you just do that, show me that you put in the effort, and you should be able to earn 100% on that practice category. Okay. Late homework will be accepted up until that unit test. Okay? But after that unit test, then I'm not going to accept any late homework. Okay, so so if you have all the homework that you want to show me at the end of the semester, okay, I'm not gonna accept that. So I will, if I see that you are falling behind with your late homework, and I'm going to reach out to you individually and remind you, hey, these are easy points here. So if you just show me homework, I still give you credit before the next unit starts. Okay, so for each unit, your homework percentage will be entered out of 100 points and it'll go in the practice category. So it should be an easy 100 for most of us in that category. Okay. All right, any questions there? Okay, let me talk about cell phones for a minute here. So, phones can sometimes be a big distraction for many of us. So this year, what I'm going to have us do is I'm going to have us put our phone starting tomorrow in these wall pockets. Okay. So tomorrow, when you come into class, I'm going to have a seating chart for you, and you're going to find your seat. And when you find your seat, there's going to be a number at the upper right corner of your desk, and that's going to be the number that you're going to. That's going to be a number that you're going to put your phone in the wall pocket. Okay. And typically with class, I go until 5 minutes before the bell. But if I go all the way to the bell, you can always start retrieving your devices 5 minutes before the bell rings. Okay, I don't want you guys to to feel rushed and trying to get out of the room, when the bell rings and trying to grab your phone. So if I'm still teaching at 5 minutes, if I'm teaching up to the bell, then you can go ahead and start grabbing your phone 5 minutes for the bell. Okay, that's not a problem. But if we end earlier than that, then you're welcome to grab your phone. It's just during instruction time. I really want 100% full attention from you all. No devices and laptop computers on, there's no need to have that open on your desk. If you misplace your packets, I will have extra copies for you to use. So I just want this class to have no distractions, and everything can just be done on the physical copy of your packet. Okay, students will have opportunity to recover each test grade up to a 75. That's going to be should be consistent across the board for all the classes. And recovery test needs to be completed before the next unit test. So let's say you didn't do well on the chapter 1 unit test. You have until the second unit test is given for you to make up that test. So I typically try to grade the test and give it back to you within a week. And then after you get back your test, I typically want to see that you're doing corrections on it, or you're coming in for a help session. That way I know that you're ready for the recovery. And then I'll set up a date before the next unit test where you can come in and make up that test and turn up to a 75 on that test. There is no recovery for quizzes. However, if you bomb a quiz, but you're able to get a 75 or higher on the test, then basically if the test is higher than the quiz grade, I will replace up to 75. Okay, so at least there's some some safety net for all your grades, at least to get up to pass. I'm really big on holding help sessions. I think over the years I've seen a lot of students they take advantage and they like having morning help sessions the day of the test or day of the quiz. So if it's a test day, I typically start at 7:15 in this classroom. If it's a quiz day, I typically start at 7:30. It's not as long. But I'll have the help session the morning of the test day, and I'll definitely send out a reminder the day before so that okay, not only is there a test, but there's a help session coming up. Now, if you're not able to make the morning help session, right? This is 6th period. Maybe you're taking online classes first, second period. I will send a link. I'll send a Teams link through Remind, and then you can join if you'd like to join, and you can join virtually as I go through the help session. Or if you want, you can also. I'm also going to be recording every help session. So let's say you have a free period before class, and you want to be able to watch the help session. Then I'll record it, and the link will be up, by 8:20, 8:30, so you can watch that video. Okay, so the help session, you can either be in person, you can either join virtually, or you can wait and watch the video after I record it. Okay. However, I know that some students may want help sessions outside of the day of the test, so I'll be available on those days, 7:30 to 8:10. If you just want to come in and ask a question, I'm usually available. Or after school, 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Or maybe even 5th period. So 5th period, I have lunch. But if you let me know ahead of time, then I can be here to go through anything that you want to go through. Okay, so I know sometimes before and after school is not convenient for you, and if 5th period is available for you, then I should be able to offer any help that you need. Okay, help sessions will be recorded, uploaded, and I'll have that link on my website. And then, yeah, well, we're not going to go down Media Hub together. I think because it's only a few students who need it, you can find your own time and get your textbook if you like. I really recommend that we have a graphing calculator. Either an 83 or 84, really the different versions, it doesn't matter which version, as long as it's 83 or 84. There's all these different types, but you know, they all can do what we need for this class. Okay, so it's really up to you which version you'd like. So technically, this 36 Pro is not allowed on the AP exam. However, in years past, students have brought these and the proctor, if they don't check, then students can kind of get away with it. So, you know, that's one thing to kind of keep in mind. Now, on my tests, you can either use a graphing calculator or a scientific calculator, assuming that it's calculator active. Some tests are, you know, no calculators allowed. But the reason that I want to highlight the graphing calculator is because this can do a lot of things that the graph calculator can do. But on the AP exam, there are certain things that is very cumbersome to do on this, because this can't graph. So you really have to use a table of values, and it's just a mess, and it takes a long time. It's a lot more efficient to go through a graphing calculator. So we're not going to need a graphing calculator until maybe the second month into our fall semester. But the earlier you can get your hand on this, the earlier you'll be able to kind of get used to it, so that by second semester, when we really use it, you'll be able to get comfortable with enough time to get ready for the AP exam. Okay, so really highly encourage you guys get a TIE 3 or TIE 4, but I mean, but in reality, you have a couple of months to get your hands on one. Okay. Yeah, I'll be giving you notes packets, but if you want to have a three-ring binder or additional paper or highlighter, color pencils, whatever you need to where things will be good for you. Yeah, however way you want to take notes. Okay, but I'm going to give you student. I'll give you notes packets for each unit. Let's see. Okay, calculus big ideas. Okay, so if I were to take what we're going to do, I mean, calculus can be very seemingly complicated, and we're going to get really, you know, deep into these concepts. But if you want to just kind of get a big overview, if you want to explain to someone what you did in class, then these are the big two topics that we're going to go over. Okay, so first semester, it's all about derivatives. Well, what is a derivative? Derivative is just describing the rate of change of one variable with respect to another. So in other words, it's rate of change, which is slope, right? You know what slope is. So we're just going to take that concept of slope and we're going to stretch it out a bit. We're going to make it more where it's not just a straight line, but we can talk about slope of a curved graph. Okay. So first semester is all about slope. Okay. Now, second semester is the focus is integral calculus. Okay. Definite integrals. So the definite integrals describes the net change in one variable over an interval of another. So in other words, this is the net change is related to area. Okay. Now, if you think about anything that you did with math, you always learn one concept, and then the next thing you do is you learn how to undo that process, right? You first learn addition, and then you learn subtraction, right? You first learn multiplication, and then you learn how to undo it, which is division. And slope and area, or derivatives and integrals, kind of have that relationship as well. So first semester, we're going to learn how to go through this process of finding a derivative. And then second semester, we're going to learn how to undo that process. How do we get back to where we started using integrals? It doesn't seem like as if slope and area have that relationship. It doesn't seem that area and slope is inverse process of each other, but we're going to go through that process. Second semester, see how they're just kind of they're related to each other in that relationship. Okay. So this first week, we're going to be just going over chapter P, which is pre-calculus topics. Next week, we'll start limits, which is going to be the first unit kind of leading up to derivatives. And next Friday, we'll have a quiz, okay? But there's no assessment this week, okay? Okay, so we want to kind of talk about what to expect for tomorrow. So tomorrow, when you come in, you will find your name on the board, seating chart. You'll find your seats. You'll put your phone in the wall pocket, and I'm also going to have handouts for you to pick up. You'll have chapter P notes as well as calendar. Okay, so you'll be able to get those. And then we'll start our notes. I also want you guys to, so we have until 2:30, another 15 minutes before bell rings. So if you guys can use this time for you guys to fill out the Blue My sheet. Just for me to get to know you now. If I had you last year, you guys should have already put yours back, but if it's the first time for you, me teaching you, try to get to know you a little bit more. So if you guys do that, and when you're done, you can just go ahead and put your Who Am I sheet on my share here. All right, any questions?
I know the restroom.
Just grab one of those pamphlets there. Take one off the plate. Guys, I'll walk around, see if you guys have any individual questions for me. Otherwise, we'll pick up tomorrow.